Kid Goku has finally returned, but is he worth your hard-earned red coins? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku banner here at the end of October, and we finally have the return of the Kid Goku a little bit later than expected, but also very typical for the Saiyan Day unit. So the big question we're going to answer is this guy worth your hard-earned red coins? Or, at this point in the year, is it better to continue to save for something bigger? So, first and foremost, before we give that answer, yes, is it worth it? Let's make sure that we understand that we are considering that you have already pulled Omega Shenron or the LR-STR Blues. They are the two biggest LRs from the Global Dokkan campaign that will carry the most, and probably going to be the most necessary for a lot of different teams, both villain and or otherwise, especially in the case of Omega. If you did not pull these guys during the GDC, then I do recommend you hold on to your red coins for them, as they will be... There's likely a chance that they might return before the anniversary, where you'll be able to pick them up with coins, especially now that the schedule has shifted post-sync. So just keep that in mind, that if you didn't pull these guys during GDC, it might be worth it to keep at least 500 coins to grab one of them. And of course, if you did not pull... the brand new Daima Goku, that it goes without saying. If you didn't pull him, or you didn't plan on summoning on this banner, then definitely maybe don't use your coins until you do, when he makes his return, which is very likely to be, if not on the anniversary banner, then much later. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump on in, and let's remind ourselves what Kid Goku does. So a reminder that he is DB Saga Earthbred Fighters Category Key 3, HP 200%, attack defense 170%, and an additional 50% for Dragon Ball Seekers or Youth category. On his super attack effect, he raises attack and defense infinitely, causes immense damage to the enemy, and seals super attack. He does have a unit super that raises his attack and defense infinitely, and then instead of sealing, it stuns. And this can be activated if there's an Bulma attacking in the same turn. I know most people probably forget that he has this unit super because there aren't too many relevant Bulmas at the moment. But should you be running a team with a Bulma, he does have the ability to stun, and that's really the only difference between the two. His passive skill can be has an entrance animation that can be activated when there's a Youth or DB Saga or Dragon Ball Seekers ally attacking in the same turn, and it just gives him an additional super attack and an additional 40% damage reduction for 7 turns. He has attack and defense 200%, damage reduction rate 20%, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. When attacking with 12 or more ki, he gets attack 100%. He has a 55% chance of performing a critical hit and a 22% chance of evading within the turn. When receiving an attack, he has 200% defense, and for every super attack performed, he has attack 50% up to 200%. So it builds up with every super attack, essentially. And then after performing 7 or more super attacks, he has a permanent additional super attack and guard. He also has an active skill that can be activated once only, that recovers 30% HP and gives him a permanent attack and defense 30%, so a permanent 30% stack. Now, he's a very interesting card because he is a stacker, but also due to the extra 40% damage reduction that he gets, he can work very well, right? He essentially has 60% damage reduction along with a 22% chance to dodge. Makes him, pretty decent for short fights as well. And the thing with this 22% chance to dodge, right? If you do invest a little bit of dodge in him, he essentially has permanent dodge if he procs it, right? Once he procs that first 22% or thereafter, he will proc the he will proc it every other subsequent time that turn. So once you hit it once, you've got dodge for the rest of the turn. It's a really nice effect, right? This applies to the critical hit too. And again, after 7 or more super attacks, which is usually like if you with 70% chance to do a super attack, this is usually by his second appearance. Given that he's easily doing 4 or 5 on his first turn and then more on his second turn. So he'll gain that guard usually by his second appearance, assuming you don't miss any super attacks, which of course can't happen. So all in all, he is a solid TUR, one of the best TURs this year. And I still argue that even now with the brand new Diamond Goku, this Goku still has an argument to be up there next to him, right? In terms of the top 3 TURs, right? This Goku, I believe, is still one of them. He's that good. So if of course you do enjoy yourself some Dragon Ball Saga, or of course you would like a new Earth Red Fighters lead, Goku makes an excellent choice for your 400 red coins. So he's definitely going to be worth it, especially as a Saiyan unit, because Saiyan units only get like 1 or 2 reappearances throughout the year, right? Like if you think like currently on the banner, the last year's Saiyan unit was Vegeta. He showed up on the I think he showed up on Saiyan Day, and I think he was on the September banner as well, right? So they usually, once they hit this point in the year where they make their first appearance, they then, maybe have 1 or 2 appearances in the following year. So you'll have some more chances to pick them up, but it'll be pretty sparingly, especially if they go the course, right? We've had instances before, like Broly as the Saiyan Day unit, where like he only showed up once that year that he came back, and then the next year you didn't see him at all. So that can happen. So if you're interested in Dragon Ball Saga, because I know that's kind of the big thing with this character, is not many people are fans of Dragon Ball Saga, right? If you're okay with that, or at least you want a good youth character to go with the hybrid Saiyans, he's a great option for your 400 red coins. And again, this of course does make sure this of course does mean you have pulled the other major TURs like the Diamond Goku, and then of course the LRs with the GDC LRs here. As far as anything else goes on the banner, there isn't really anyone else I would say that is incredibly worth the coins. Diamond Vegeta has showed up quite a bit, but I suppose if you weren't missing anyone else and you have everything else accounted for in terms of LRs and TURs, then he's not a bad pickup. He does work pretty decently well, and much better now, especially if you have his equips on the Diamond Goku's team. So he is an option, but I definitely don't think the rest of these guys are worth it. I will say that Gohan does have a chance of being a really good TUR when he's AAs. He might be worth the investment, but I would say wait and see till how he looks post EZA before making that final decision. Of course, I do want to add one last thing in, the infamous Tao. He is still a really great TUR, probably a better Earth Red Fighters lead, if I'm being honest, than Goku is. But with that said, if you didn't have him, you may want to wait, as he's likely to return on the December banner. If you have to pick between Kid Goku and Tao, I might say Tao, but just throwing that out there that, he's probably the only other TUR from this year. If you had everyone else, that might be worth your coins over Kid Goku. So with that in mind, guys, that is it for the video. That is who I think is worth your 400 red coins off of this banner. Kid Goku is definitely worth it. You would not be wrong grabbing 400 coins to grab him. Heck, I know I said that, if you don't have the GDC LRs or Diamond Goku, that it might be worth it to wait to hold your coins, but seeing as they'll probably show up on the anniversary and you're definitely going to be summoning on that banner anyways, there's a chance you'll pull him then. So if you're willing to roll that dice, then, you know, go ahead and grab Kid Goku now while he's on the banner. But, guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, who did you grab with your 400 red coins? Or are you saving them for someone else entirely? Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.